What is up guys, Wraec here with a new video, and today I want to talk a little bit about resonance level 300 plus. Because quite recently I made a video, I demonstrated, well, I just got to level 299, we upgraded to 300 in that video, and I put it aside, I put it in as one point of many in this video, and didn't really notice that there was quite a big change happening at the same time. So it sparked a bit of a conversation actually in our Discord, in the comments as well, about this thing, because what I didn't really notice is that it just gives you 100 gems. So the thing is, before you get there, it actually looks quite different. You see there is an upgrade from like one strength level to the other once you do that level up. Now you see the level up bonus is actually 100 gems. And not essentially any power boost. Which some said was weird, and I want to engage in this discussion now a little bit, because there are some things that are buffed. We can demonstrate that for a second. We don't get any attack stats, any power per se, but there is one stat that actually gets upgraded, so let me demonstrate that for you guys. There is this stat called Proficiency. It's right down here under other stats, and you can see it's 377 right now. If we now go ahead and upgrade our resonance, we get to 100 gems here. And by the way, I want to point out the enormous cost of this, because there is indeed a huge spike in the cost from 299 to 300, and it comes way more expensive, 7,500 now, which is insane. We can now do another level. Let's check out my Scalita again. Same stat as before, and it's 379 now. So we got a total of 2 proficiency for her, which is fairly interesting, which is a fairly decent buff. What does this stat even do, if you've no idea about that yet? When the character's proficiency is lower than the enemy's level, the effect of some of the character's skills will be weakened. So basically that means up until enemies of the level of 380 or above, our skills will do full damage. If our enemies are 380 or higher, that sense, our character's skills will be weakened. So proficiency in that sense is rather important. Leveling our resonance is one way to heighten it. We don't really have another way right now. Maybe there will be an artifact or something in the season, we don't know about it yet. Would be fairly interesting. Really, that is one of the advantages now of leveling that. Other than that, we don't really see a whole lot. My power is still the same, 31,470,000, and of course that was a bit of a blow to some players, a bit devastating, because they thought, well, I can increase my power, buy a lot of those hero essence packs and increase my power to an insane amount, and that just isn't the case. Still, there is an advantage to this proficiency thing. Let me show you that. Because of course the game mode that has the highest level enemies in the game right now is the Trial of Abyss. And if we check that out, currently the enemies that I fight here, level 409. So quite the high level, could even use some more proficiency for that, but that is currently the case. So we really have a lot more proficiency right now through leveling the resonance. If we leveled that even further, we could get even beyond the level of the enemies. And of course, this isn't like a flat line approach. It's like the less proficiency they have, the less efficient your skills are. So the greater the distance really to the enemy level is, the less damage your skills do. So in that sense, that is one of the things here, one of the advantages of having a high proficiency. So your level still helps you in clearing content. It is just not displayed as power anymore, even though your team certainly is more powerful, which is weird. In my opinion, to be honest, proficiency is not really displayed well in the game. Like, you don't look at the Paragon Scalita and say, oh, she has a high proficiency, just because the proficiency stat, it is down here. It is down here in the other stats at the bottom, really, beyond healing, assistance, and all of those stats. And you don't really see it just right here, where I think this is like a very important stat. We see a power stat here that is a bit arbitrary in that sense. We don't really see the proficiency. Well, to be fair, the proficiency is a bit difficult to put into power because of this, like, it is relative to the enemy, relative to the distance of the enemy. If your enemy has a certain bit of power, well, then you certainly have less damage against it, and well, you can't really make a power out of it. Still, the proficiency, I feel like it is so important that it should be put here. And you should understand, okay, well, if I now fight enemies of a specific level, then I am a bit of in a disadvantage. Another factor, of course, for this is PvP. If we go into PvP, we specifically have a rule that is not in here, actually. Okay. That is indeed over here. If you click on the level, it tells you baseline level is set to level 151. You can see minus 166 and you gain 10% of the access level. So that also continues. So if you go beyond, if I level another 100 levels, I get another 10% of that on top of my level. So I go to 176. The higher my level, the more power I have in PvP, the easier it is for me to defeat opponents. Given though the big cost that we see here, of course, takes a long time to level, but still you have an advantage if you bought those packs because you are ahead in terms of level to your opponents. So that in itself is a big advantage, and this an advantage that you should not doubt, and that is definitely worth the spending, I guess. I mean, another topic if we talk about if spending is worth it, but you have an advantage from it, and one that you might not even have realized. And I think one that also Lilith Games in AFK Journey should make a bit more clear. I think it also should be in here, that you get the proficiency bonus, because it's not in that help text. I think I will suggest that to them, that they put like the proficiency buff in here, make that a bit more visible, make this stat a bit more visible, so that players interact with it a little bit more. So that was basically my take to it. I think we can add a little bit to the video actually, because we still, it's still a very short video. Let's do some summons. I feel like we do some summons right now. Actually didn't do recruits for quite some time. We adjusted my wish list a little bit. Still want to have Odie and all of the other heroes. So let's just do some recruits and see if we can get something good. I kind of want to have a double or triple here. Let's see if we can make that happen. Oh, starting off with an S tier. Very, very nice. And that is He-Win. Ooh, I think that screams Supreme Plus. I think that screams Supreme Plus. I think that is very nice. Very good. Actually, great start to this. Oh, triple A. Triple A is not bad. Arden there. Corrin. Sandrana. Okay, Sandrana's not that great. I want to try her though. She's fairly interesting. Maybe let's check out if we can upgrade He-Win, because if she's Supreme Plus, we might want to take her off the lists. And she is indeed my next Supreme Plus. By the way, proficiency upgrade. We just talked about it. Proficiency upgrade, just a small one, but 375 to 377. Interesting if you think about it, because like the upgrade from Supreme to Supreme Plus in that sense is like 2 levels of resonance if you go beyond 300. So maybe worth it? Kinda interesting. Which skill does she get at Supreme Plus? Oh, 30 seconds, 30 haste for 6 seconds. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all, but an interesting perspective. Wasn't planned, to be honest, a bit random, but we take it. Granny in here, very nice. Maybe we can get some Carolina copies. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. Let's go. Oh, for Epic, that's kind of bad, I guess. Let's see, can we get an S tier? Ooh, nothing good in here. Oh, it's even a hamster, but at least a Odie. At least an Odie. Let's just throw a 10 bomb in here. I mean, we're not going to get Florabelle right, and the countdown will persist to the next one. Bit of a gamble. Okay. Shouldn't have done that, to be honest, but like the countdown I think is always like persistent to the next one, so it wasn't that as bad as it looked. Even though it certainly wasn't the best way to do this, so yeah. We'll see about this. Yeah, some nice buffs there, interesting still with this resonance synergy. We focused too much on power. We now got some power, obviously, from this one Supreme Plus. We leveled that up. Really, the proficiency only up by 2, but of course we got strength. And how do you get strength? Maybe that is the last question we really want to answer, because right now, well, we have a ton of Supreme Plus heroes, and if I look at my friend list, I see Kami in there, and he's at like 43 million. So really, how do you get it? And the answer is really in the weapon levels, because if you upgrade your weapon levels, you get stats. And stats are power, and power is the big number that makes us happy when it goes up. So really the packs that end up giving you power towards the end game really aren't really the ones that you might think with the essence. Then later on, once you get to 300, those packs with the 100 temporal essence, with the Good. Okay, with the title essence, not really that interesting, but this one gives you power. This one is basically a power generator with the 100 title essence, with the 100 temporal essence. Though title essence, I think most people have enough. We have some power in that one, obviously. So every time you see temporal essence, that is straight up power right now. Of course, maybe the hero essence packs are still pretty cool. But I mean, you get, by 2 packs of this, that is a bi-weekly bundle, you get 3000, that is half a level. So I don't really know. Like at the beginning, this is great to boost to 240, obviously to get through higher AFK stages early on, to unlock a higher AFK gain swiftly. But later on, I don't know. I think this one with the temporal essence is really what you're looking for, and mostly all the packs with the temporal essence, aside from the permanent bundle, of course, because that is insanely expensive. Limited bundle is very good. I think that is really what you're looking for. So yeah, that being said, what do you think about Proficiency? Would you prefer to be at a more prominent space in the game? Do you know about this stat? I saw that there are some videos about it, but people really didn't like it because, like, well, the way it is, the way it's designed is like upgrade your heroes, you get Proficiency, you can't really do anything to influence it. Yeah, so people didn't really consider that there is some way to amplify it, which is through the resonance level. And maybe for the future we will get some gear. We don't know about it. And anyway, I wish you guys a great day, and we'll see us in the next one.